Hey, I'm Jamie East, and today's episode of the Smart 7's brought to you by your Nectar prices at Sainsbury's. These days it's hard to find value for money on your weekly shop, right? Well, maybe you're doing it wrong. You need to unlock the magic of your Nectar prices at Sainsbury's. Every Friday, you can unlock up to 10 personalised discounts on things you love in the Nectar app. And the best part is that while Nectar prices are for everyone, your Nectar prices are just for you. So check your Nectar app and unlock your Nectar prices to save more now. Enjoy your own personalised discount on things you love with your Nectar prices at Sainsbury's. That's good food for all of us. The offer's for 18 plus, Nectar app required. Unlock up to 10 Your Nectar prices weekly. Available in supermarkets, online and in locals with Smart Shop. T's and C's apply. On today's Smart 7, Sadiq Khan defends London against Trump attack, atomic veterans seek public inquiry and much more. It's Thursday the 25th of September, it's One Hit Wonder Day, and happy birthday Mark Hamill.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
Donald Trump's fiery speech at the United Nations continued to cause controversy on Wednesday. Trump said he believed his speech was very well received, but the reaction from world leaders was quite different. One of Trump's targets in his rambling rant was London, and in particular Mayor Sadiq Khan, who has become a beacon for criticism from MAGA Republicans, inspired in part by Nigel Farage. Trump suggested London would soon be under Sharia law, and Sadiq Khan spoke up on London's behalf on Wednesday.
President Trump has shown he is racist, he is sexist, he is misogynistic, and he's Islamophobic.
With the UK working hard to stay on Donald Trump's good side to protect the trade deal and the new tech deal that Labour have agreed with the White House, Work and Pensions Secretary Pat McFadden was trying to be diplomatic.
I just think it's a misreading of our great capital city. This is a big asset to the United Kingdom. It's known all over the world. London's a great city. I'm proud of it as our capital city, and I think it's really important to the UK.
The UN General Assembly continued in New York on Wednesday with a potentially significant breakthrough on climate change. The day after US President Donald Trump mocked what he called the green scam, Chinese leader Xi Jinping announced via video link that China is taking steps to reduce its emissions by up to 10% over the next 10 years. After a UN meeting with Ukrainian President Zelensky, Donald Trump appears to have had a change of heart on Ukraine and is now backing a new push against Russian forces. Zelensky was critical of the UN, however, in his address to the Assembly and their failure to curb Russia's attacks on Ukraine.
Even during bloodshed, there isn't a single international institution that can truly stop it. That's how weak these institutions have become.
Former NATO Deputy Supreme Allied Commander of Europe General Sir Richard Shirreff was also critical of his own organisation, warning that unless NATO gets tough with Russian incursions on its airspace, Putin will never change his behaviour.
Why did it fail? Because deterrence failed. And because Russia believes that it can get away with it. And the only way that is going to stop is when NATO steps up to the mark. And if that means shooting down Russian aircraft, so be it.
Almost 80 years ago, the British government was involved in testing atomic weapons in Australia and the South Pacific as nations experimented with the nuclear deterrent in the wake of the Second World War. The service personnel involved were seriously affected by the radiation from the tests, and the impact was also felt by their children. The veterans have been trying to get justice and compensation for the survivors for years, but to no avail. And despite promises when he was opposition leader, Sir Keir Starmer has not yet met with them as Prime Minister. The group working with Greater Manchester Mayor Andy Burnham have handed a dossier on the Ministry of Defence into the Met Police and requested an investigation into what they say is a cover-up. Andy Burnham told BBC Breakfast that it's time the PM took their claims seriously.
It's plain that there's been a monumental cover-up here. I think there is a very strong case that there has been a criminal cover-up, and that's why the police have been engaged, because in the absence of a public inquiry, it is essential that these issues are investigated by somebody.
If you're worried about this winter's energy bill, there was some good news on Wednesday. Energy regulator Ofgem has moved to restructure our energy bills and give those who use relatively little gas or electricity better control over the amount they pay each month. New regulations require each provider to offer at least one tariff with a lower standing charge, which tend to be fixed and can inflate the cost of your bill. The problem is that if you take advantage of the lower fixed charge, you may still pay more per unit of power, and consumer champion Martin Lewis called the attempt to reform energy bills disappointing. Tim Jarvis is the Director General for Markets at Ofgem, and he says it's worth having a look at the options.
So I would say to people, if you are interested in getting more control over your bill and you are perhaps a low energy user and you want to see a greater link between perhaps safely reducing your energy and the amount that you pay, then have a look at these tariffs, talk to your supplier and get some advice to see whether this is the right thing for you.
Still to come on today's Smart 7 in association with Metro. Spurs continue a good run and Lulu has a confession to make right after this.
Hey, it's Jamie East here from the Smart 7, and today's episode's brought to you by Pension Bee and their award-winning Pension Confident podcast. Getting your head around pensions might seem overwhelming, but that's where Pension Bee comes in. They're on a mission to build pension confidence. So whether you're just starting on your pension journey, you're nearing retirement, or like me, you're somewhere a little bit in between, then you should have a listen to the Pension Confident podcast. It's an award-winning podcast that digs into topics that really matter with the help of financial experts. So that could be the basics of how pensions, ISAs or mortgages work, and things like how to get started on saving for a happy retirement. And a bit like the Smart 7 does with the news, they break down complex pensions finance into language that we can all understand. You can listen or download the Pension Confident podcast wherever you get your podcast from, or you can watch the episodes on YouTube. And remember, anything discussed on the podcast shouldn't be regarded as financial or legal advice, and when investing, your capital is at risk.
Welcome back.
Wednesday night saw Nottingham Forest under Ange Postecoglou draw 2-2 with Real Betis, while Celtic drew 1-1 with Red Star Belgrade in the Europa League. In the Carabao Cup, all of the Premier League big names made it safely through to the fourth round, with Man City winning 2-0 at Huddersfield, while Arsenal won 2-0 at Port Vale. Newcastle were at home to Bradford City in a game that finished 4-1 to Eddie Howe's side, while new Spurs manager Thomas Frank continued his good run with a 3-0 win over Doncaster. He was very happy with the result, so happy that he had a list.
Happy with the win, happy with the clean sheet, very happy that we are in the hat for the next round. That was the aim for the game.
Even at 76 years of age, pop singer Lulu is still capable of making headlines around the world. She's promoting her new memoir, If Only You Knew, and the main revelation is that she's an alcoholic. She says she's been sober for 12 years now, after opening up to her family at her 63rd birthday party and getting help, but she's waited until now to tell the story. She popped up on The One Show to discuss her battle and the toll it took on her life, including when she did Strictly Back in 2011.
I'd be working, I'd do my stuff, you know. I could fall on the bed asleep having been drunk, but the alarm would go, I'd be up, pull myself together, I'd go to work. I was what you call a highly functioning alcoholic.
Good news for you, if you've been waiting patiently for the second half of Wicked to drop. The date for Wicked for Good is now confirmed as the 21st of November, which makes for one of the longest intermissions in history. Ariana and Cynthia return as Glinda and Elphaba, although Cynthia is now also known as the Wicked Witch of the West. The second part of the story sees more intensity and emotion, according to director John Chu, as Ariana and Cynthia are reunited with Jeff Goldblum, Bowen Yang, Michelle Yeoh and Jonathan Bailey. It hits cinemas in November.
There's a house, and it's flying through the sky. I'm off to see the wizard.
Bring me the broom of the Wicked Witch of the West. So I have proof that she's dead.
Stop this. It's gone too far. Elphaba, they're coming for you.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes and we'll give you the world.
For 25 years, Brightview Senior Living Associates have been committed to creating a vibrant culture and delivering exceptional services, making Brightview a great place to work and live. If you're looking for a rewarding opportunity to serve your local community and grow, we want you to join our team. Brightview Senior Living is growing and actively seeking vibrant associates to join our community teams, including directors, healthcare, activities, hospitality, and dining. Apply today at careers.brightviewseniorliving.com. Equal employment opportunities. Text BV Jobs to 97211 to apply.